All right, here's a quick process video of a cover I did recently um, for Jeff Lemire's new comic. And you can see I've started out with a real rough sketch here, and then my idea was to add a sort of maze to the top coming out of this guy's neck hole. And I wanted to base it on uh, sort of this old illustration I found that kind of ties into the story. I don't want to say too much and spoil the story for you, but I wanted to have the sort of minotaur here within the maze coming out of this guy's neck. So it's sort of borrowed a little bit of that. And again, this is a benefit of working digitally. I can just kind of drop that in there and sort of take a little bit of what I need and then build up the maze around it. So yeah, I spent a lot of time working on the maze here, and then um, really based on a sketch. I didn't hit record until I'd already kind of drawn this guy. Um, but we'll see. It's just a lot of thin lines here as I build up the maze. And you can see the underdrawing here. That's about as detailed as I like to get pencils. That's pretty detailed for me. To me, the fun of drawing, the fun of making comics is sort of like that, building up the drawing. And if I figured it all out in pencils and I'm just sort of tracing over it, or I feel like I'm tracing over it, it kind of kills any kind of fun for me. So I like a little bit of danger in sort of figuring it out as I'm inking it. Um, Again, we can see um, tons and tons of maze work here. I kind of wanted to be almost like a workable maze. I don't know if there's a way to get in and get out though. It's more of a design element here. But again, I think this isn't quite real time. It's sped up a little bit so you can kind of get a sense of how long it takes to do a cover. This is pretty simple as far as elements go. Um, I didn't have a lot of, there's not a lot. It's all foreground. The idea I had here, and I'll share the final cover at the end, because I'm working mostly digital here and then printing it out and then sort of painting and inking over the top of it. And again, you can see here I'm trying different brush styles, thicknesses, weights, trying to figure out what kind of brush I want to use. Having a lot of fun working digital and testing out different brushes. And then again, just inking here. And there's sort of a freedom that comes with inking digitally. It allows you to just be as bold as you want to be. You know, if you make a mistake or if you do the wrong line, you just hit Command Z and undo it and try it again. I found that it's sort of given me a little more freedom to try things. You know, I'm not as careful as I used to be, and trying different things and heavier blacks here or there, and just being a little more aggressive with the ink, because there's no consequence. If I do it wrong, I can just undo it right away. So that's a benefit. But I like working digital, but I really like working with traditional mediums too. So I don't think I'll ever go fully digital. I like doing sort of like the underdrawing or some of the limited inking like this, and then printing it out and then working on it over the top with more ink, some paint, some more ink, and just layering it up. The beauty here too is I've done all the line art, and then I go in and add some heavier blacks, add some value and some shadow, and working on another layer. You can, if it's too much or you need to move something around, you can move it around pretty easily. And just adding some more detail here. Again, I was lucky enough to have Jeff ask me to do a cover for his new series. Um, Read the book. The book's really good, and a lot of levels of meaning to it. And so I felt like I wanted to do a cover that sort of addressed some of that without spoiling it too much, and just was a little less literal and a little more symbolic. But yeah, I had a ton of fun inking this and doing it a little bit rougher and letting the lines hang off the edge, giving it some life, some motion. I think to me the key with inking um, is not killing the drawing. So you do a good solid drawing, but don't kill it with the ink. You want to try to have it keep that energy that it had when you first were drawing it and keep it loose. You know, I that's always a challenge. You know, as soon as you start inking, you want to tighten it up, and the art's got to look finished. Um, but I try to fight that as much as I can and keep as much energy as I possibly can in it. Um, and again, digitally gives you a little bit more uh, leeway to make mistakes. All right, and then I'll throw in the finished painted piece here at the end. Um, and with the painted piece, I wanted to give it keep up the energy and motion and um and sort of mess around with the color, but let the keep all the energy of the ink, but sort of have it mirrored in the paint. And then you'll be able to see, like in Photoshop at the end, I sort of change the color of the maze to make that pop out, and it'll give us some leeway when it comes to adding the logo. So that's it. Thanks a lot.